Hi, you're welcome. And in this video what we're going to look at is we have a data set here, which is a list of our submissions from our form. Okay, so here we have up to 20 entries, and they're from 1 to 20. And what I was thinking of is that in the last two setups I show you how you would kind of create the form, how you get the data into Excel, and then I found myself wondering if there was a way to actually even speed that up even further, to automate that even further. And there is with a feature called Power Automate. So we're going to just set the scene here. First of all, here's our data set as is. And here we have, this is the form that we've been using, data capture form. So what we're going to look at is we're going to set up a thing called a flow, which essentially what's going to do is going to identify this form, and then we're going to map it against the fields in this table and say basically anytime somebody adds a new feature or new entry to this form, it will automatically update the table. So that's really what we want to do with this Power Automate. So we begin by, I'm up here in my forms, to these three ones here, and I click down on Power Automate. And it brings me into this one. Okay. Now, just to say to you, the first thing you need to do is that there's a lot of preset templates in it, and you know it's well worth your while maybe to have a little dig around in these. However, for this thing that I specifically want to do here, when I did some research on it, because I just couldn't get it to work, all right, I found out a couple of things. First of all, that I need to go into create. So I just click on create here on the left because I'm going to do a blank one, and I'm going to choose an automated flow. Okay. And I'm going to call this timesheet flow. Right. And I'm going to choose the one that says when a new response is submitted, and then click on create. Okay. The first thing I have to do is pick the form. So I click up here and I choose, there's my data capture form. That's the one I showed you a minute ago. And then I have to add a new step. Now, when I was watching these videos, looking at videos on YouTube, right, they didn't seem to need to have to do this step. But I found that when I did this step, it just wouldn't work properly for me. At least the things that people were showing on the videos weren't happening for me. So when I went a bit of digging around in the communities, it found out that I had to do this step. So click on get step, and it types in get response. Get response details. Don't ask me why you have to do this. I just found this you need to do this first. Then I choose my unique identifier of the form, which again is going to be data capture form. And then from this then I just choose my response ID. And there it is. Okay, so that's the first bit. And then I need to go on to then the next bit, which is my new step. And what I want to do here is I'm going to choose, and again the thing I'm looking for isn't here, so I type in add new row. There's add a row into a table. Okay. So next bit then is I have to say the location, document library, select the file, and then select the table. So I'm going to begin by choosing OneDrive for Business. Okay. And then I said data capture form demo. So this is the form that the data is actually going into, the one I showed you earlier. Okay. And then I need to select the table, and I've given it the name answers. Right. So if I look down here into my table, click up here, table design, there it is, answers. So I just added it in over here. So now what I need to do is I'm going to add in into my ID, my response ID, to that one. The completion time is where I'm going to choose the submission time. And the completion time. I don't have a thing for the emails, I don't have a thing for the name, I leave that. Go down to type in your names. So I just here type in your names, add it into that field. Essentially it's just mapping the fields against each other. Type in today's location date. So there it is. And then type in the number of hours worked today. So enter number of hours worked today. So basically what I've done is that I've mapped the fields that were in the form against the fields that I wanted to go into in my Excel spreadsheet. Okay. And then I click on save. Okay. Now once I've got this done, the next thing I need to do, and just see that it's saved, is I'm just going to test it. Okay, so when I click on test, and it says I'll perform the trigger action. I'm going to save and test. And what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go off, add in a new record, and just test then that it's actually just check, as it were, before it actually comes into it. So click on save and test. Right. Give that a second. And just to remind, this is what it looked like here. I just had data in for July. See, there's the first month there of July. So I want to add in an entry for August. Okay, so here's my form. I'm going to choose hide at green hand. I'm going to pick in, let's say, a date of the 6th. I'm going to, let's say, put in 8. And then I click submit. So this is the way of testing the form. You see there, it's saying to me that my flow ran successfully. And if I look here as well, down here at the bottom, there it is, was at hide at green hand and today's date and 8 hours. Okay. So you can see that is just a very useful way, particularly if you had a lot of them. It means you'd automate it, and then you can just go back and refresh your pivot table whenever you need to. Right. Hope you found this useful. Any questions, as always, just submit them. Take care. Bye.